On to the next story that also includes weird wiping habits.
Like me?
Let's see. My 29 male girlfriend, 27 female, is possibly using my socks to wipe her butt. Okay. I don't even know where to start with this. I'm dumbfounded. She just stormed out of the house, and I'm sitting on the bed asking myself a lot of questions. I live a pretty normal life, and I thought so did my girlfriend. We've been together for a few months, and after things got serious, we moved in together. We started sharing a lot of the household responsibilities, but the one thing she was adamant on doing was the laundry. She would come home and find me in the bedroom getting the laundry together and would quickly ask me to go do something else. I'd come back to finish the laundry and she would have already started it. I always thought it was sweet and never her job to do it alone, but hey, if it makes her happy to do it all the time, I wouldn't stop her. This is where it takes a turn for the weird. I keep all my socks and underwear in the bottom drawer of my dresser. I go to the gym frequently, so I always keep a good supply of clean gym socks ready to go. I never keep count, but I know by just a visual glance I have several pairs. This morning, when I went to grab a fresh pair to pack for the gym, I noticed there were several dress socks, but no gym socks. Again, not weird. They must have been in the laundry. I went to check the laundry basket, and it was empty. So I checked the washing machine and dryer. Both were empty. I couldn't figure out where all of my gym socks had gone, so I did the very natural thing of asking my girlfriend what had happened to them. After all, she is the one who does the laundry all the time. She went silent, turned red, and ran out of the room. When I went after her to see if she was okay, she wouldn't tell me. I told her I wasn't mad, I was just looking for my socks. She kind of mumbled, I don't know. I still wasn't mad, of course, but I was super confused. Socks just don't disappear. So I asked her again, even laughed about it, and she just looked at me, got mad, and said, I'll buy you new ones.
Oh, gosh.
The first thought that went through my head was she had somehow managed to destroy my socks while washing them. I thought the sight of that was actually pretty funny, so I joked with her about ruining my socks. Wrong thing to say. She started immediately crying, like full-on sobbing. At this point, I don't care about the socks anymore. I want to know what's wrong with my girlfriend. I sat down next to her on the bed, put my arm around her, and asked her if she was okay. She just kept saying she was sorry and she would buy me new socks. I tried assuring her again it was fine. Even went so far as to say I would buy new socks and she didn't have to. I sat with her for a few minutes trying to calm her down and eventually had to get ready for work. I told her I loved her and got my things together to leave for the day. On my way out, I grabbed the garbage to take out. When I got outside, I lifted the lid off the garbage can and noticed a small plastic bag sitting on top of the garbage already in there. I could see through the bag, kind of the semi-see-through ones. There were socks in the bag. Since I was sure she had somehow managed to ruin the socks washing them, I wanted to see for myself.
Oh, no.
I opened the bag and immediately regretted my choice. There, inside the bag, were several pairs of my gym socks, covered in what looked like poop. As soon as the smell hit me, I knew it was poop.
Oh.
We don't own any pets. We don't have any kids. Whose poop was on my socks?
No. How? Why? Where, when, what, who? Why?
Let's see. There's an update for this post, so we should see.
We need that.
Work could wait. I couldn't go the rest of the day wondering why my gym socks were covered in poop and inside a plastic bag in the garage. I grabbed the bag and walked back inside. As soon as my girlfriend saw the bag, she flipped out and started yelling at me. She said I shouldn't be going through the garbage and that I was disgusting for bringing it back into the house. I asked her to calm down and that I wanted an answer as to why there were poop on my socks. I wasn't blaming her or anything, but she started accusing me of blaming her. That's when it clicked. I don't know what it was that led me to ask this, but everything leading up to this moment had just been so crazy. I asked her, "Is this your poop?" She started sobbing again and ran out of the house. I didn't go after her this time. So now I'm sitting on my bed with a bag of poopy socks on the floor and a lot of questions in my head. The only conclusion is that she used them after going to the bathroom, which that alone has its own set of questions above everything else. I sent her a text asking her to come back. She hasn't responded yet. I don't even know what I'm going to say if she comes back.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No.
it's really something.
There are a lot of questions.
Yeah,
A lot of questions.
a lot. And so there, like I said, there is an update.
We need the update.
So just the top comment on this original post. I have no advice, but I'm hoping for an update.
Literally.
So on this post, there's a mini update. I had to leave for work and I'm now at work. Yes, I threw away the poopy socks. She texted me back and she's clearly embarrassed, but felt like she owed me an explanation. She said she didn't want to talk about it in person and we could discuss it over texting and to not bring it up in person. I'm condensing the conversation and filling in some gaps as best I can. Her responses are super short, but I'm getting the idea. I flat out asked her if it was a fetish. It is not a fetish. She confessed to using the socks after going to the bathroom. I found the reason she always does the laundry is because she was hiding the fact that she uses socks to wipe with, primarily her own. But you're still putting poop socks in a wash with other clothes you're trying to clean.
Washer is a crazy thing.
I had no reason to question the amount of socks she ever has because who pays attention to that kind of thing? She thought I would notice and think it was weird since she doesn't own many socks. She admitted she has done this for a long time. Her reasoning, as best I can understand, is that because she's a germaphobe, her word, and she is afraid toilet paper will tear and is afraid of getting her hands messy in any way. She uses socks because it covers her entire hand. After she's done with them, she throws them away. She used mine because she didn't have any other socks.
She throws them all away? Why does she always do the laundry then?
I don't know. Maybe she washes them one time and then throws them away. Conflicting info.
Side note, it reminds me of this one celebrity I saw a video of, and I don't remember.
Buys a fresh pair of socks every day.
Yes, never wears a pair of socks twice. And it's like,
so
what?
Wasteful.
Anyway.
So wasteful.
Anyway, this is this is wasteful as shit. It there was also, it reminds me of this guy who was outside and someone came up and they were a super big germaphobe and someone came up and touched them in the street when they were taking out their garbage cans or something weird. I don't remember the context.
Yeah.
It was on 1,000 Ways to Die.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And the guy literally is such a germaphobe that he sprints back in his house and he had all these jugs of the liquid alcohol.
Okay.
The isopropyl alcohol or whatever
Okay.
it is. And he has gallon jugs and he fills his tub with these jugs and then goes and sits in it. And he's freaking out because he's covered in germs because someone touched him or sneezed on him. It was someone sneezed on him or something.
Cannot be healthy.
And he died because of alcohol poisoning of how much alcohol was absorbed through his skin. But it's how do you, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think, I'm just curious if she's a germaphobe all the time or if it's just regarding this one thing.
Yeah, which maybe it's just a hygiene thing. It's, I don't know.
Because if you are,
I feel like he would have noticed it in other contexts though if she truly was a germaphobe.
Right. And if it's seriously that big of a problem, almost to the point where it's almost like a mental issue.
Yeah.
Socks are not a bad solution. I will say that.
They're not, but also that wouldn't be my first go-to. I would buy plastic gloves that are disposable.
To then actually use toilet paper.
Yeah, well, I think she's still, it sounds like she just puts the sock over her hand.
Right.
To then grab toilet paper and wipe. So whatever poop is getting on there is probably just accidental, kind of like we mentioned earlier where people wipe and accidentally get a little poop on their hand, which I don't know. Exactly. And I don't know what it is about the public bathrooms at the beaches in California, you guys, but the number of times I have gone into a public bathroom out here in California and found a clear handprint smear of shit on the wall. Not once, not twice, not even 3 times, 4 times at least. No,
All right.
the one bathroom, I literally was like, go look. There's
Yep.
a shit hand smear again.
Oh, yeah.
I made you look.
Well, yeah, because I remember you coming out and immediately being like, it happened again. And I'm like, what? What happened again?
I don't know why, but like, if you get shit on your hands, maybe they got shit on their hands and there wasn't toilet paper, so they had to wipe on the wall versus like.
Well, the sinks are outside. Like,
Yeah.
there's other factors. But
Yeah. But this wasn't even like, it wasn't even in Venice, which like if you have visited California, you know Venice Beach, California is like kind of full of goofballs. It's just like this weird vibe. But no, this was like in a nice like Santa Monica public bathroom, which public bathroom is public bathroom, but there's definitely different standards
I will
of
say,
public bathrooms.
I will say, and I don't mean to pertain that I'm not trying to create a gender thing here, but
I know you've said this.
freshman year of college,
You've said this many times.
at my school, you like couldn't be in the female dorm after a certain time.
Yeah.
And I knew the RA that was in charge of the security on this certain floor. And so she'd always let me in and I'd always like stay the night, right?
Yeah.
So I'd use the girls' bathroom because I'm not going to use it. There's no guys'
There's
bathroom.
no guys' bathroom.
And so I saw things I have never seen in a male bathroom. I have seen
Well,
things I will never forget.
women have to deal with, periods and tampons and pads, but no,
It wasn't blood. I'll say it was not blood.
I've been in some guys' bathrooms at bars that, have been really, really disgusting, but I will admit there's sometimes I walk into women's bathrooms and I'm like, wow, this is a train wreck of shit all over the place.
You just wonder like what happened in there.
Well, and like there's times when people like you took the biggest shit of your life probably and you didn't flush, which maybe it didn't go down, but then I go in there and like I'll kick it with my foot, like especially if it's on the option.
Yeah.
You kick it with your foot, like
Yeah.
flush it, whatever, and it goes down. So I'm like, did you literally just take the biggest poop of your life and walk out?
They just want the next person to see it. They're just so proud.
I'm so scared of like someone coming in a bathroom after me and like telling me it smells. So like I like always like turn around like and double check. Like even when I pee, I'm like, is it gone? Are we good? Like, we good? It went down? So I just can't imagine leaving like
Poopery.
a fucking
Poopery.
Poopery is magical.
It's best stuff ever.
Poopery is magical. But do not wipe with your socks.
No.
I don't know.
It's turning into like a weird repetitive behavior where it she had to extend it when she didn't have any more of hers to go to his.
Yeah, it's where that I'm like, it's kind of like an OCD mental illness type of thing. It definitely feels like it's kind of along those lines.
Yeah.
But it also makes me like think like, what if your boyfriend had athlete's foot and then you wiped with like that sock?
It almost seemed like she was only using the clean ones though.
Hopefully.
But regardless.
There is another update. I'm not going to get into it too heavily. I'm just kind of going to Spark Notes version it.
Cool.
But I'll post it on the YouTube video. So he just mentions that they've been talking, texting, as promised. He didn't bring it up in person. But he does say, like, they end up being back in the same house together. And he goes, I walked by her sister and went into the bedroom where my girlfriend was. She didn't say anything either. She didn't even look at me. If she was going to leave, I at least wanted us to have a discussion about it. Everything I had read in the comments about buying a bidet and OCD led me to believe there might be more to all of this than I considered. Again, mental illness, OCD.
Yep.
I started to talk, and she just threw down the hanger of clothes and screamed at me. You put this online? I told you not to talk about it. Her sister ran into the room and told me to just leave until they were gone. She then accused me of cheating. What? This whole thing has been crazy, and I feel like I had dealt with a lot up to this point, but man, that was when I snapped. I told her sister I'd never cheated, not once. I would never cheat on her. Enough was enough. So I told her sister the reason she was there was because earlier I'd found out my girlfriend had been going to the bathroom and wiping herself with my socks. Everything went silent. Like, no one said a word. Out of nowhere, they both start crying.
Oh, no.
Her sister started yelling at me and told me I shouldn't be talking about things I don't understand. When I asked her what in the world she was talking about, she just kept yelling at me and shouted back that it was normal and that I need to mind my own business. 1, her sister knows about it. 2, her sister thinks it's normal. 3, I need to mind my own business. They're my socks.
God, I thought you were going to say the sister does it too.
Based on her reaction,
Yeah.
she probably does. This is probably like something her parents taught her.
No.
I don't want to say it's a cultural thing because I don't think any cultures do this. I think this is a behavioral thing. It's a learned thing. And maybe it is OCD and maybe like because of their families they're like this. But this sounds like the sister's reaction was she started sobbing, which means she does it too. 100%. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Fuck. I mean, wouldn't you be like, yeah, that's weird. What the fuck? Like, why would you do that shit? Why would you start bawling your? I guess you'd just be that embarrassed and that.
But why would you be embarrassed unless you did it too?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I guess if you get to a point where you're just like, that's what triggers everything.
Yeah.
Then
No, she definitely does it too.
it's like learning someone's deepest, darkest, most embarrassing secret or
Well,
something.
and it definitely is because that's why she was so adamant about doing the laundry.
Well, and I think we all can relate a little bit to that feeling, as if when you're just like, I guess you already know that something's kind of weird and messed up,
It's
and then
outside the
someone
box.
calls you out on it, and you're just like, you're already like mentally fucked up about it enough, and then you just get super, super defensive.
Yeah, because it's not something at that point you feel like you can control. It's so outside of your control. It's almost ingrained in you, and it's you know it's wrong or embarrassing, but you continue. You almost have to do it.
I just don't know what you do. And like the cheating thing, that's why I think it stems from that embarrassing, just you don't know how to react kind of response to flip it. You're trying to just get out of that
Well,
situation.
and the sister probably didn't know. She was probably like, you cheated. Like, why else am I here helping my sister pack her shit up and move?
Oh, yeah.
So her sister was probably like, you fucking cheater. Like, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Like, coming to her sister's defense. So then when he says that, she's like,
oh, shit.
like loses it too because she's like, this is what this is all about. I do that too. It's not weird. Oh my God.
Do you think you can work past something like this?
Yeah. I think if you told me you wiped with your socks, like it hasn't affected me at
You'd
this
be
point.
pissed though, because you're like, why are you wasting all that shit?
Well, as long as you washed them.
Yeah. But you're like, don't wash them with my clothes.
No, you would definitely have to do a poop load of laundry and then run the washing machine again with like bleach in it.
Oh, I'm just, I'm running my poop load real quick.
Yeah. I definitely think you would have to do it like that. I don't think you could do.
That's true love though.
Yeah.
If you can go through something like that and be like, yeah, just run your poop load real quick and then bleach it, whatever. That's some serious shit.
I think so too. Side note, I did find one other post, and this is like, again, like so out there. I just don't know. Listeners out there, please tell me the weirdest thing you have wiped your butt with. I'm going to post a written response thing when this episode airs. Please, please, please tell me the weirdest thing you have wiped your butt with.
Like when you're just completely
out of resources and you just don't know what to do. I
don't think it's ever happened to me. I feel like I've heard more stories about like
I've had to poop in the wild and I wiped my ass with a leaf.
That's
once.
what I was gonna say. I feel
Yeah.
like that's what my mind went to. But
Yeah.
just personally, I don't think I've.
No. I mean,
well, I guess yes. I think when and it's awful. I would never recommend, but it's terrible.
paper
but
towel.
Yes. Horrible.
And they don't flush that well either. It like damages your sewer shit.
I know, but I think it's small quantities. If you ever have to resort to that, only advice I can give
Get
is
it a little wet first.
yes.
How did I know that?
Probably because you've done it too.
No, I've used Kleenexes. I don't think I've ever had to use a paper towel, but I have like ran out of toilet paper or like your house, you and your roommate are really bad about changing the toilet paper.
I do it. I do it a lot.
Your roommate does not, the roommate that you share a bathroom with. So I literally like, you know when you get to the end of a toilet paper roll, you guys, and there's like one little square like still hanging on there? That's what I got left with. After I had just drank my Starbucks coffee and I was sitting on the toilet listening to TikToks, just minding my business. And I look and I'm left with one fucking square. There's not a toilet paper roll on the toilet behind me. So I like stand up without pulling my pants up, shuffle over. There's no toilet paper in like the sink cupboard where it should be. And I'm like, dear fucking Lord, do I use this washcloth or do I keep my pants down and open the door and go to the pantry outside in the kitchen? I fucking scuttled to the little pantry with my pants down, praying that no one walked in. I was so mad. So I've done that, but I've never I think that's probably one of the most desperate situations I've had.
Really?
Yeah, but
Ever?
Yeah, Lauren should be here for this. I'll let her tell her story eventually.
Yes.
But Lauren has a good poop story. But I'll we'll save that because it'll come up. Here's another quick one I'm gonna leave you with. My 26 male girlfriend, 25 female, has been using our clothes to wipe her ass.
Another one.
So we were living together for 2 years. Yesterday, though, I caught her wiping her butt with our clothes. I was shocked, but when I asked why, she said it was because toilet paper could contain COVID. I slept downstairs last night, but I don't know what to do.
I slept downstairs last night.
Does she have a mental illness or is it something else?
You know what it reminds me of is, remember when like COVID at first, everyone called it Corona. It was not COVID, it was Corona.
Coronavirus.
And everyone stopped drinking Corona beer because they thought that
I know.
that's what this reminds me of.
Their stock plummeted.
Yeah. And it's like, that's just so unfortunate to have the same name as, but
Yeah. But to believe your toilet paper has COVID, that's coming out of a fresh bag. Your clothes,
yeah, I remember trying to rush to the store to get toilet paper because it was like, there's not going to be any.
I'll never get over that.
But what's funny is, usually at our house, again with Costco, we are stocked. I mean, there's like a full 50 rolls sitting there ready to go.
Yeah.
I have a secret stash in my closet at my house of 10 rolls of toilet paper. It's the best thing you can do.
Oh my gosh.
Then no matter what happens in your house, visitors, roommates, partners, whatever, you have some toilet paper ready to go.
Safe.
The worst thing that can happen is to run out and need the paper towel or to need the clothes or the socks.
Yeah, I've never used a sock.
I'm not going to use a sock. I mean, my God.
I'm sure we have some listeners, though. I cannot wait to hear what other people have had to use in desperate times because I think that if I was so desperate, say completely
I guess you have to.
optionless, I think the sock would be the best bet.
It's like, what shirt do I want to use to paint the house today? It's like you use your throwaway shirt.
Your paint shirt, your cleaning clothes, as I like to call them. Yeah, I think the sock would probably be the best bet. I probably wouldn't use my fuzzy socks because I don't want the fuzz left on my butt. But yeah, no, I
don't think fuzz comes off the fuzzy socks.
They do. They shed a little bit.
Oh.
Especially when they're new. But
I have limited experience.
Yeah, no, we got to get you some of your own. You'll love them.